Good evening and welcome to the ASUS ROG Dream League live from the DreamHack Monster Energy Studios. And we're here, of course, for another day of League play. 2 series await us. Let's take a look at the teams. Our first series is going to be Alliance again, taking on a Virtus.Pro. We saw them yesterday up against Na'Vi, and they were able to take him 2-0. Let's see if they can continue their run against the TI invited team. In their second series, Alliance again, this time going up against basically unknown, the team that has yet to win a game in League play, but this is only their second series, so plenty of chances for them to get ahead. But they do need to step up their game compared to what we've seen so far. And of course, with me in the studio as well are our casters and my co-hosts, Shane, Andy, Owen. How are you doing today?
Really good. We had to act today.
We did have to act today.
I'm not very good at acting. Basically, it's like the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. It's like me attempting to, because I can't do the fake smile. Like I can't do the, you know, Hollywood smile.
But you always end up smiling anyway, no matter what you do at the very end.
Yeah, at the end. But I can't talk and smile. It must be a disease or something. No, not able to talk and smile.
Smile talking-itis or something.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
That's really weird.
Sounds weird.
I'm the only person in the world with it.
I practiced.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it, actually.
I can talk while smiling the whole time.
Hello.
It's very great.
Hello.
Smile.
I mean, I figured you would be best at it because you smile all the time.
Yeah,
so how could you not smile and be able to talk?
So
it's like
I laugh and smile at the same time. It's like I always stop talking and then laugh and smile.
But to laugh, you kind of have to be smiling.
Yeah, but if you have to act and talk, you can't talk and smile, but you can only laugh and smile. So you can't actually talk and laugh at the same time. It's not possible.
It's getting deep.
It is. But in the end, it worked. I mean, you got a good take.
I did that like the most serious thing you've ever seen in your life because I couldn't smile. I bottled it.
You seemed angry, actually.
Really?
You did a Jason Statham.
Ever.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Angry?
Not maybe irritable.
Okay.
Maybe not angry.
I'll take that,
yeah. Like you just got out of bed.
I pretty much did.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
How did your acting go, Owen?
It was pretty good. It actually got me pretty excited for DreamHack because obviously I've never done anything like this in a large, proper, full international scale LAN event. So I don't know. It's going to be really good. It's going to be obviously something that's very different from casting, obviously from in my bedroom to in a studio to then in front of a crowd. So I don't know. It's just going to be an awesome event, and it's going to be amazing.
Andy, how many of your TI invites guesses?
Oh, I just like randomly threw mine in.
Did you know? I
was wrong on like all of them pretty much.
Okay. Do you want to hear my story? Shiva Gaming. I made my invites. I'm pretty sure I got them all right. And then she was like, I don't think Newbie will be invited. And like she gave me this really convincing argument. And I was like, I'm pretty sure they will, because they, you know, won the last one, and like Valve kind of always invited the last winner.
Yeah.
And then Shiva convinced me not to.
And I switched.
And then she switched and put Newbie in.
You are like a snake.
I actually told you when I switched as well.
Did you?
Yes, because it was at the same time, it was around, like I got convinced by PPD's video. I told you.
Well,
that you weren't listening, you know.
No, okay. Just like shouted up the stairs really quietly, Shane, I changed my invites.
You were sitting next to me.
No.
But I mean, that does bring me to my next point. I was completely correct in my predictions.
Wow.
Wow.
You had 9 out of 10, Shane.
Oh my god.
How many did you have, Owen?
I can't actually remember. I tried to look now, but the compendium was broken.
His is all like blocked out for some reason.
It's literally everything in my compendium has been deleted. Like there's no pictures, there's no writing in certain bits. So I don't know what someone's done to my compendium. But
probably because
someone messed with
Valve, like when they had the X-Files music on yesterday, they realized you didn't recognize it. And they're probably huge X-Files
fans.
No,
I did recognize it was X-Files. I was the one who said see, I was being current. You see, you guys were like, oh, that was when I watched X-Files when I was a kid back in the day. And I was like, well, this is what they use on the Illuminati tracks on YouTube and stuff. I knew it was X-Files.
Do you browse a lot of the Illuminati tracks?
No, I don't. They just appear sometimes. You know, when I'm looking for kind of Half-Life 3 confirmation videos.
Who are you trying to convince?
What?
Them or yourself?
Oh, I don't need to convince these guys. These guys know. I can see it already, the Illuminati. It's coming up, just by the fact that you guys are talking about it. But I did know it was X-Files, yeah. I never watched X-Files, though.
Good show. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty good show.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I mean, I only know it from when I was a kid, but back then, it was a good show.
That's the problem, though. You always go back to these series, and they're always ass.
Yes.
Like, I remember I used to love Buffy the Vampire Slayer when I was a kid. Not sure if it was for the action or something, you know, but... But then when I went back to watch it, I saw an episode on TV like a year ago, and I was like, this is ass.
It was kind of ass.
Buffy was always bad, though.
Oh, I didn't think so. And I liked Angel too. I don't know.
I mean, I used to like Dragon Ball Z, and that show was like just literally like 25 minutes of screaming. There's nothing really happening most of the time. But everybody would like
it was awesome.
era watched Dragon Ball Z when we were kids. So
except for Shiva.
it really wasn't a very good show, to be honest.
Okay, I wasn't allowed to watch much cartoons, so maybe that's
Really?
why. Yeah.
Do you have very strict parents?
No, we had some rules on the television though.
Like what? No
Like,
cartoons?
Cartoons on Sunday morning.
Only on Sunday?
And the rest, you either you go to school, you play outside.
No wonder she oppresses you so much.
I used to watch Pokemon from like 4 p.m. to like 6 p.m. every day. It was like the dream. You come home from school, you watch your Pokemon, and then you do your
I
homework.
watched loads of cartoons when I went to live by myself for college though.
Yeah.
Like when I was a student.
See, when I did it, I would go home and I would watch Pokemon after school, but I would tell my mom I would do my homework while watching Pokemon, which is a huge lie. Because there's
How did your mom believe you?
No way it would ever happen, right? But yeah, it was.
Is your mom watching the show right now? Because now she's like,
God, I hope not.
what the hell?
No, she knew.
All these years.
You know how many parent-teacher conferences we had when I was a kid? I like never did my homework. I was like the worst student ever.
Okay. No, I watched a couple of cartoons. Winx.
Wings?
Winx with
Wink?
an X.
Oh, Winx. I never even heard of that
No.
show. I was like,
What else?
Wings?
Totally Spies.
No.
Totally Spies, I remember. But
Three Musketeers.
I don't remember
number
Wings.
4 of the Three
Wings.
Musketeers.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You must have watched that.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
not that much because that was actually like on at around 5 p.m. So when I was a student, I watched most either like in the mornings cartoons
Yeah.
or at night, basically.
The late night cartoons.
Nickelodeon was on then.
Really?
We had like the American Nickelodeon channel, I think. So if we watched at night, basically.
And like Real Monsters and Rocko's Modern Life. Oh my God, the dream.
No,
Oh, those were
You never saw those shows?
no, I never heard of them.
What about Hey Arnold?
Hey Arnold. Hey football head. Nothing.
Something familiar there, but I
Your
don't think I've watched
childhood
it.
was like,
The
I'm
dude,
sorry.
The dude with the pointy hair, and then the dude with the like hair like this. Nothing.
He had like a football head,
Yeah, a football head. Like, does that not ring any bells?
No.
Rugrats?
Oh my, Rugrats. Like, you must.
Yes, they're the babies, and there was at some point there was a baby version as well of like even tinier Rugrats.
What?
There was a different version. There was.
Really?
Yeah, there was a
How
sequel.
can they get smaller?
I don't know,
They
but
were
they
already
did.
like toddlers.
Did they shrink? Some?
Yeah, but then they actually were like babies. And then there was a different version. I swear to God.
Maybe.
Twitch chat will know. Hopefully.
I'm sure they won't.
I hope so. Yeah, I almost know this almost positively. But I did watch that sometimes. It wasn't my most favorite show though.
What was?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Number 5 of the 4 Musketeers is fun. Something like that. I think it was number 5 of the 4, not number 4 of the 3.
I've never heard of any of these shows you've seen.
What is going on right now?
Well, obviously, I mean, I'm Dutch native, so I watch maybe different cartoons.
Nah.
Maybe there's Dutch-specific cartoons.
Maybe your parents just like edited the TV so they could only show you specific cartoons. Like they pre-watched them. And, like, this one's suitable.
No,
Your
no,
parents
no.
were like making their own cartoons
Yeah,
in like the
yeah.
garage on the weekends. What show are these?
They'll be great. What do we call
Oh.
it? Sticks. Genius.
My
I did not watch a cartoon called Sticks.
What was it? Strix? What was the one?
Wings.
Wings.
Because it was like a fairy. And I didn't watch that at my parents' house. I watched that at my student house.
I don't know.
I don't know
perfect.
what's going on.
It was
I feel like you were robbed of your childhood.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I wasn't.
You should ring your mother right now and just say like.
She's probably watching right now, so
okay.
she knows.
Shout out to Shiva's mother. I'm sorry I said the meetings. I'm sure you're lovely.
Great. So qualifiers, any surprises there? EU qualifiers looking pretty stacked. We're going to see Alliance in there, as we are going to see Alliance today, and they're actually going to face up against a team that is invited. So should they win against?
I looked at the betting, and Alliance are actually favoured in the betting, even though VP are obviously
No,
not.
that's the other way around now.
Is
Do
it?
you want to just check now? It's about 60% VP.
Oh, so
yeah,
it's
it's
switched
because
since
they
this
got a
morning.
TI invite. Their percentage.
Maybe, yeah.
I checked
Maybe
at like
that
1
probably did
PM
actually
today.
I
swing it,
actually
yeah.
think that the odds are wrong. I think that Alliance probably have a better chance of winning.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. What?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I watched them play yesterday, and I thought they were doing very well against Empire, who is also another invited team.
This is true. Yeah. Even
And
though
they were
that's
only
usually-
losing that first game because of a bug.
Yes. Also true.
So, yeah, I think that the Alliance should have the advantage.
On the other side, we do have Virtus.Pro not having played a game yet on this patch, which might be working in their favor because nobody knows what they're going to do yet.
That's true, but Virtus.Pro always kind of favoured like this really, really long game and like stalling. And I don't think it's as possible to stall games for as long.
You can still, but it's a bit harder.
It's more difficult anyway, because people are willing to take the high ground risk a lot easier.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think that like ASUS played the last patch really well.
Yeah.
But this patch, like Shane said, it's not as good to do what they did before. And I don't really think that there's ever a time where you can say that I've never played in this patch before, so it's an advantage. I think it's like I've never played in this patch before, so I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. But
And they did play on this patch. They played and played cool.
Oh.
who did they play against?
Alliance and
Did they win?
yes,
Really?
very convincingly actually.
Okay.
It was the LAN in Cologne for the
okay.
Aces played cool.
Yeah.
And there were 4 teams there. They first won against Ninjas in Pajamas, and then they won against Alliance in the finals, I think, or vice versa. But they just 2-0'd everybody, regardless. Yeah,
I didn't even know that thing happened.
it was a LAN.
It was a one-day event.
It was a
wasn't
one-day
Yeah.
LAN.
We,
Yeah,
we
they-
watched it.
They had
actually.
like a 3-day event in Cologne, and there was Aces played cool, and it was like I think the first 24 hours were like Hearthstone, and they had like a Hearthstone stream, and then there was some I think it was also another game as well, but I don't know which one, and then it was Dota on the Sunday, and it was like
Sunday.
it was casted last Sunday.
last
It was
Sunday.
casted by Capitalist, Blitz, and Hani, and so he was doing the panel with either Hani or Blitz, whoever
Oh, I
wasn't
know why I
casting.
didn't know, because we were doing FPL. I know that was Saturday.
No,
What
that
was
was
I doing
Saturday.
on Sunday?
Playing Dota, probably.
Probably playing Dota.
Or sleeping.
All right, that explains it.
But it was over also pretty quick because they were basically 3 series, 3 best of 3s, and they were all 2-0s. Because they didn't have like a third place decider
Yeah.
or something like that.
So they like Asus 2-0'd Alliance and
NIP.
NIP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
Alliance 2-0'd
Lemon Dogs.
Lemon Dogs.
Lemon Dogs.
That's the one. Yeah, because there were
That
4
was
teams there.
the guys from Ape Mother's team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So yesterday we did have games as well. As said, we only have 1 series, but we do have a bit of a recap for you before we continue talking about today.
Now back to the mid lane of Vorst and Seneko. They continue to push. Magicka finds the stun onto her Vorst, and now the Blink 4 from Loader trying to go onto them again. But Vorst, Arstal, and Seneko, they should be able to bring Loader down. He's very low. There's going to be the mech from Pycat keeping him alive. That might be just enough. Loader gets himself out. They've lost the Lich. They've lost Rubik as well, as Bulldog finds himself a double kill. And now Vorst, he might be in a bit of trouble. Pops the cheese. Now trying to turn onto Bulldog, but Bulldog, he's running away. Vorst has been sucked up. Loader getting low. Wall walk out of the cooldown. Vorst pops the BKB. He dies. Now Dendi joins to the fight, trying to go onto Magicka. Magicka, he sucks off Dendi, and Bulldog will kill him. It's an ultra kill for Bulldog. What the hell is happening, Andy? Now her Vorst chasing down Magicka with a crippling fear. Pycat's there though, and you've got to be a bit scared of Pycat because he's hitting pretty hard. Funnick will be kept alive here by the Wyvern, but I think it's only prolonging the inevitable. He will be able to blink himself away, but a blink forward there from Pycat. Bulldog as well, trying to catch out Funnick. There's going to be a buyback from Seneko on the Winter Wyvern. Funnick coming in. Bulldog trying to TP out. Pycat covering the backside of Bulldog, saying, you get yourself out of there, mate. I'll look after you. Pycat coming in. There'll be a nightmare onto Dendi, but GG is called. Bulldog picking off Artstyle on a wicked...
Yeah, and those were yesterday's games. With game 1 of that first series, or the only series actually that we finished, was very back and forth, by the way. That was a really, really fun match to watch. With those series played, by the way, we can take a look at the standings, see what it looks like right now. I mean, there's not that much that we can say based off these standings, because we've only had like 5 series so far, 5 2-game series. But it gives us a bit of a chance to see what's gonna happen, because we have 8 teams and only the top 6 go to DreamHack Summer, and that's why we see league play. Also, the top 2 go into a higher bracket in
Yeah, they skipped
DreamHack
the
Summer.
first day.
Yeah. So that's also a slight advantage there. Anything that you notice, Andy, in these brackets?
Empire.
Well,
win.
Empire are just owning. And Alliance
are.
are the only team, even though we didn't finish the series,
Yeah.
that looked like they were going to come even close to
get-
beating Alliance.
True.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and you could also say, I guess, the other way around, even though the game that they were winning was a little bit sketchy, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it's still,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me wonder, because Alliance weren't invited, but Empire and Virtus.Pro both were invited, right?
Yes.
And if Alliance beat Empire and they're an invited team, people are always going to have controversy, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying, like, in my opinion, one invite's more relevant than the other.
Yeah.
But it's just more, how are the EU qualifiers going to go? Like, this is a good way to gauge how good
Yeah.
Alliance are going to be in the qualifier. So if you're an Alliance fan and you're watching the games today, it's like they're going to be playing up against ASUS. So
Yeah, all the league play, by the way, is going to be done before the qualifiers are happening. So that's going to be really interesting to see that. And I personally am mostly interested in seeing Alliance versus Ninjas in Pajamas in that regard, because I mean, for me, those two, and looking at the European qualifiers, those two are going to be on top, I think. I mean, at the moment, I might change my mind, obviously.
Yeah, Navi's in the qualifiers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm still saying Ninja in Pajamas slightly higher.
Okay.
Vegas Squadron is in there as well, and I consider them like quite a hefty opponent as well.
Yeah, if they can shape up and exactly,
definitely.
they have the players to do it. I know. I think a lot the way Alliance draft though, it kind of suits the patch quite a lot. Like they always give Loaded these kind of active farming roles, whereas like Slardar, like Brewmaster, Centaur, that kind of stuff, and they allow him to kind of. And they give Pycat, he seems to pick Shadow Fiend in nearly every single game. Like I think he's only, from the games I saw on that Dota anyway, he's only picked another hero once.
I know he likes Sniper, he likes Viper,
yeah, Sniper,
he likes Troll.
Sniper was the other hero.
Yeah, he likes Shadow Fiend. He plays Queen every once in a while, but I don't think he actually favors that hero that much. But he likes lane bullies, like he's said it a bunch of times. He's like, if he can get his hands on a hero like Viper, he does want to play it. I mean, here, this is I'm guessing pre-patch, because it's a Sniper and Troll.
No, it's all-time most played heroros.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't it?
Because it can't be, because Pycat played so many games that
I can't actually see the numbers that well.
It's 18-5 for Sniper. It's pre-patch.
Sniper, man, what a hero.
Yeah, and he is also one of the people that actually is going to continue picking it, or playing it rather in this case.
People ban it still.
Yeah, against them. Yeah. I think that's one of the main things that I think is a strong suit for Alliance, is that they have got certain heroes that you just want to ban against them. So Nature's Prophet, which obviously Na'Vi didn't do yesterday, which might have been their downfall there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So you got Nature's Prophet, and then you kind of have to choose between Io and Chen, and you kind of probably want to ban Io, and you still want to ban Beastmaster or something. Like, there's going to be some strong heroes that's going to come through every time. I mean, give Aki a Chen, and I mean, we had the first game against Empire, who did ban out Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet, I believe.
And if you go into a game knowing that, like Alliance, they have a lot more freedom in their draft, because they know, okay, these teams are most likely going to ban Nature's Prophet and, like, say, Lone Druid or Chen or something, and then we know exactly what we're going to do after. Like yesterday, we saw their like minus armor draft that, like, honestly, when I looked at that, I was like,
Navi's draft was so poor though.
Yeah, but
like, it
just
was really
looking at
bad.
Alliance's draft on its own, it's very difficult to beat that. Like, it's easy to execute, and it's very, very simple. Like, you just literally get the Blink Dagger on Slardar, and then, like, Nature's Prophet can TP anywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard lineup to play.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I'm just saying, like, Navi's draft was bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really bad. They had really bad lanes. Their mid game was mediocre at best, and the heroes of Alliance just, like, were good against them. Like, they countered them. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, the draft was really well thought out from Alliance, and they had a very easy style of play, which is always good.
Yeah.
Like, you want the team that's easier to execute, so you don't have to
just
worry
lets
about
you
making
play
the mistakes.
better, just easier. Like.
But I still feel like Na'Vi underperformed. So.
And I think the bug with Centaur is fixed.
Yep.
I think
That's the word on the street.
That's the word on the street, exactly. Owen, what are you looking forward to most today in the games?
I'm looking forward to. I want to see Illidan pick up the leaner position one, because he does like to do it, and I think every time that I've seen him do it, he does very, very well on it. And he's it's one of the only teams that I've seen have so much success with leaner in that role. Obviously, with a new patch, I don't know what ASUS as Virtus.Pro are going to want to do in terms of draft. You know, how they're going to shift into this year, especially playing up against a team like Alliance. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. But at the same time, talking about obviously the strengths of certain Alliance players and heroes that you do match with, that we're going to expect the side of Virtus.Pro to ban out. I think there's obviously heroes that we can match up with the players of Virtus.Pro that Alliance have got to think very seriously about banning out. Specifically heroes like the Lina, which they do like to run in a majority of different positions, and also just obviously Illidan on the anti-mage, also on the Slark recently.
Yeah, Slark
that is the hero
too.
that you've got to be very careful if you let Illidan get his hands on.
Yeah, I think we watched the games on Sunday, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Alliance versus Virtus.Pro, and I think Virtus.Pro banned out the Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet still, both games. I can't remember what Virtus.Pro banned out though anymore.
You mean
what Alliance banned
Alliance
out.
banned, yeah. No, Slark is, if you let the Nature's Prophet through, they would probably like second phase ban Slark. Ban phase, whatever. It doesn't matter.
We knew what you meant.
You knew what I meant, yeah. But you definitely do want to get rid of that, because he really thrives in those situations where a hero on the other team is trying to rat. So you either get like the Silver Edge, or you get a Blink Dagger, and you just hunt the Nature's Prophet like the whole game. That hero literally can do nothing against Slark. He's just free gold.
So you think if Virtus.Pro lets Lone Druid, or rather Nature's Prophet, go through, they're going to be picking up a Slark to deal with it in the first two?
Nature's Prophet, yes. Lone Druid, maybe.
I'm not sure if we're going to see Lone Druid at all. I mean, even Alliance, I mean, I heard Bullock say in a stream today, like, you know, you have the Lone Druid for the first push, and that's basically when you need to win because the games are just so short.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you need more time on Lone Druid as also.
I think maybe they would pick it a little bit farther in, like
Yeah,
maybe
not
third or
as
fourth
first
pick.
two, yeah.
Yeah, but you would never pick it early because then the other team has way too much time to adapt to the Lone Druid pick, and then it's like, well, we can never go high ground because the other team either has like too much counter push or our laning phase isn't great. So not that Lone Druid's a bad laner, but most of the time you want to give him a solo lane, you know, and that could mean that your other lanes maybe suffer because of that. But
Yeah, you kind of have to base your whole draft around the Lone Druid rather than the other way around. Yeah.
In both games yesterday, we saw Dazzle picked up, by the way. We're going to see more Dazzle today.
Yeah,
Aki played Dazzle
Alliance
both games.
picked Dazzle a lot. Like, I think they didn't pick in like 3 games, and they picked like Venge, so more minus armor, that kind of stuff, and it's all on Mad. What's his name? Is
Magicka.
Well, Aki played Dazzle through 2 games in a row.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
And I think Venge was played by Magicka and Lion as well. But, I mean, Dazzle, for me, I mean, I like watching the hero, don't get me wrong. But he used to feel very situational. Like, did he get a change? I don't think he did.
No.
What makes him stronger now that he
Maybe
did
it's
before?
the medallion item. The
Solar Crest.
Yeah, but they
Solar
didn't even
Crest.
get a Solar Crest, did they? I know he had
No.
maybe Medallion at some point, but I don't think he actually got the Solar Crest. I think it's more just the fact that for that particular draft, it was crazy good. Because when you have a Blink Initiator like Slardar, he kind of takes a lot of damage when you pop Sprint, you go in.
Yeah.
So having Weave is fantastic. They had Shadow Fiend too on top of that.
Yeah.
It was just a synergistic draft where everything had minus armor. It's very hard to kill anyone because the SF, he went like tanky build, and you had Slardar who just blinks in, and then you have Grave if anything goes bad. And between the kind of aggressive heroes that they had and a Dazzle being able to stand in the back, it's difficult to go on a Dazzle ever. So it's just a lineup that is built well around having that kind of support because your team just runs in and you just stand there and you're like, I just Grave whoever gets low.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to play a Dazzle.
So for today, we have 2 Alliance series. What are we expecting to see here? How is the score? What's the score going to be?
Well, I
think?
didn't actually see ASUS play against Alliance at that LAN, so I'm not really sure what to expect from them. And if they 2-0'd NIP and Alliance, then I guess at the very least it would be a 1-1 either way, right? Or maybe like ASUS or 2-0. But I still think Alliance looked really good yesterday, so I was impressed with them. I think I'm still going to say 2-0 Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Stick to your
I mean, at that point, they also, I mean, maybe we're still slightly warming up. They hadn't been playing together again for that long, at least with Bullock in their roster as well. Maybe.
Yeah, it was only like 3 or 4 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. So could have been. Owen, what do you think?
Yeah, I think with the first series, it's going to be very, very close between the 2 sides. So I think it's going to be a 1-1. It's going to be very hard for a team to take both games because I think both are at a very, very similar play style and similar level. So I think that's definitely going to be the most arguably exciting series of the day. Obviously, the second series, Alliance versus Basically Unknown, a little bit of a difference. We're going to really expect Alliance to come through that 1-2-0. But of course, I'm always up for a bit of surprise. So maybe if the side of Basically Unknown can pull off something, then I'll be impressed. I'll be impressed if they're able to take a game against Alliance.
What do you think for the second series, Andy? Didn't get a chance.
Oh, I think definitely 2-0.
Okay.
Like undoubtedly 2-0.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly. Well, with that being said, I'm going to give you 2 time to prepare for casting, and we're going to get our weekly guest on the couch. Welcome back on the couch, Nikwa. How are you feeling today?
I'm good.
Did you get some sleep?
I slept maybe too much.
Oh.
But, well, yesterday it was not enough. Today too much. At least it's a nice balance somewhere in between, hopefully.
Yeah, I got after my sleep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
You looking forward to the games?
Yes.
Which game in particular?
First one.
Surprise, surprise. So what are you expecting to see today?
I want to see Illidan Slark.
Okay.
I don't think we will. I'm pretty sure they will ban it.
Like first phase?
Yeah. I mean, he's
he's amazing on it. Yeah.
probably the best Slark.
Yeah.
So hopefully they will let it through and we will see Slark.
So FNG, for example, he played a lot of Treant Protector last patch. Do you think Treant still has a place in this patch?
Yeah, I think it can work. I'm not sure they really want to pick it.
Okay.
I haven't seen that much
He
recently.
usually like just farms quite passively and like builds up the Aghanims and kind of holds out for late game. Like that was kind of their playstyle we saw a lot of in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague.
And he only got like 100 vision nerf, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not that much. And on his Eyes in the Forest thing? I think so.
Yeah,
I
they
think
just
they
made it a
shouldn't
tiny
be
bit smaller.
impacting that much. What do you expect today in terms of results for I
I think VP will win 2-0.
VP will win 2-0. Okay, why so?
I feel they're a really strong team. Like after they merged the teams, they have really strong players.
Yeah.
And Alliance is still getting used to playing with Bulldog again.
Yeah.
Did you watch the games on Sunday?
Yeah.
Can you remember what Alliance banned?
No, I cannot.
Damn, I'm really curious. I'm going to look that up after, or during the game rather. So we're going to see also basically Unknown taking on Alliance. So we didn't really get to talk to that much before this. What do you expect to see from them?
I hope we will see Arise Magnus.
Yeah.
I'm actually, Alliance is one of those teams that have those signature heroes, right? I mean, they hope to get Nature's Prophet banned against them. That's going to be an achievement because, then you get more space for other heroes. And I think for basically Unknown, it's the same story because they have this Magnus banned out against them. Now, do you think that Alliance is going to be cocky enough to let the Magnus go through because they think they can deal with it, or are they going to respect ban it as well?
I know. I guess why do you have to risk it? Like if you're playing against
it's
somebody,
what other people do with them as well, right? With Alliance as well.
There's no need to risk it. If you know that they have like this amazing Magnus player, why not just ban it? Like it's just, especially when you know that their strategies rely like totally upon it. You know what I mean? Like when we saw them before, they always pick like a PA or like a Juggernaut, like these kind of melee cores, and that's how they base their whole strategy. It's around the Magnus.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
For Virtus.Pro, what do you think is the main thing for them to focus on when dealing with Alliance?
Shutting down Packet again. If they do, they will have a much easier game. And if Ilina gets Slark, they will probably get him, try to get fast Midas and Shadowblade, and then he always goes roaming. And he's often really successful on those roams. So then he will, in turn, shut down their supports pretty much.
Which kind of supports would you favor to see on FNG and Little Hardy in that case?
Aggressive ones, maybe.
Like a Venge, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Venge, maybe...
Visage? Does Visage still have a place here?
Not that aggressive though.
He farms a bit, but at the start he's...
Yeah, but when he gets 6, it's really good. They might even go Draw Strat. They have played that.
Draw Strat,
They played it Sunday, I think.
With the Draw Visage?
Yes, I think they played it both games, both series.
Really?
Like in versus NIP once and...
I saw one of them. We saw the one against Alliance.
I think they played Draw in mid then.
On Pycat?
No.
Or
for
VP.
My memory is, I'm getting old.
I think so, if I'm not...
We can check after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can check, because that's going to be interesting to see, because if they did that in both series, then we're going to assume that Alliance is going to have, like, they know, so they're going to deal with that, maybe ban out the Visage. We've seen Visage banned out a lot already, even without the draw risk. With the Visage buff, it's a warranted ban, right?
It's pretty much powered these days. Like, Nico, right? Say they have first pick and they pick Visage. What's like the heroes except for Gyrocopter? Say you can't pick Gyrocopter. What can you do to like
against Visage?
Against Visage.
Axe is good.
Axe.
You can taunt the birds.
Yeah, but it doesn't kill them anymore.
They changed that.
Yeah. You need 4
but you
hits.
can still taunt them, right?
Yeah.
Like it obviously helps.
Yeah.
I'm not sure really.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to kill them.
We've seen banned a lot for that reason. It's going to be really tricky to see if it goes through, if they can actually deal with that, if Alliance can actually deal with that, because even if they get Nature's Prophet, they still would have to deal with the birds. And we've seen a lot of Lycan coming back as well. Are you expecting to see that maybe here? If Nature's Prophet gets picked up by Alliance, Lycan might be a nice way to get some counter push. Is that a right way of thinking?
With or against it?
Or against it. I don't know if that works that way.
I haven't seen VP really play Lycan. I know Alliance can play it on both Pycat and Loga.
Yeah.
So maybe they can go some crazy push that with both Furin and Lycan. I'm not sure about VP though.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult actually. What about okay, so G, like I still haven't seen Invoker in the DreamLeague.
No, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
I saw Black play it once on Team Tinker.
Dendy played it in the series against Cloud9 and we didn't get to see that.
The G Invoker, he's played it so much. Like I think when I started watching Dota 2, he was like around TI, after TI1, like, because when I started watching it properly, and G was always playing Invoker back then. Those were the days. I want to see it again, G.
Well, you know what I want to see? I was looking for the box, I can't find it.
Did someone steal our box?
I think someone stole our box.
Yeah, well.
We have a box somewhere.
Here's our
And it
graphics
could
card.
be yours. You don't know what it's in it, but I will tell you. That's the box right there. It's an invisible box. You can go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic and vote for your MVP of this week's league play. And at the end of today, it is going to be Nico that decides who that MVP is. And then one of the winners that actually selected the same person will be winning the invisible box. Now, it's here somewhere. It has a graphics card in it. It's a GTX 980, which is a really strong one as well.
Poseidon, it's like water cooled and stuff.
It can be water cooled. You don't have to have it water cooled, but you can if you want to.
Why wouldn't you water cool it? Like, it sounds like I don't know much about computers, but when someone told me you could put water cooling in your computer, I was like, whoa.
Oh, the box is found.
Where? It just came out of the sky.
I didn't go for water cooling.
Yeah, you're a scrub of computer, Shiva. Well, my computer.
I also have an ASUS graphics card, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I have a Strix one. I have I have a really good one actually. It's pretty. I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, you can win that by going to facebook.com/ROG Nordic and there put in your MVP of this week's league play. You also have to put in a motivation, by the way. You can't just put down names. You just have to also say why you think that is indeed the case. And we are soon going to start the game. We are slightly behind schedule, but we are trying to load into the game right now.
We're 1 minute behind schedule.
It's still slightly behind schedule. Because by the time they see this, it's going to be 2 minutes delayed. So it's going to be 3 minutes behind schedule.
Dear God. So I can say something and then run in and then like turn it off real quick and then people won't be able to see it? Or will they still be able to see it?
No, I think they still will be able to see it.
Damn. So if I make a terrible mistake?
If you make a terrible joke, you can't unhear it.
If I had to do that every time, I would never be on the couch. Like, let's be honest.
Okay, fair enough. So what do we expect to see? You said 1-1, or you said 2-0 for
2-0
for VP Polar. You said.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with my boy Nikwa. I think VP Polar can take this 2-0. When we watched them on Sunday, they just looked really strong.
That's the stupid thing, because I remember watching it on Sunday, and at that point it felt like, you know, all the games were stomped. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, exactly.
All 3 series. So
we were like, what the hell's going on? They're really, really strong.
Yeah, but I kind of forgot that.
No, and it also wasn't on the website checked as well.
Yeah, because it wasn't on the ticket.
Ah.
They didn't have tickets in games.
Because
so. That Dota doesn't record that if it's
like
not on
a week ago,
ticket.
I just forget everything. Like, so if I was doing something a week ago, it's just gone out of my brain. Like.
No, but it's more like I forgot seeing it, and then this morning I'm thinking about the matches, and I'm thinking, look, you know, Alliance pretty strong. Virtus.Pro, I haven't seen them play that much yet, and then I just like in my mind, then the balance is already going towards Alliance, and I kind of now that I remember the feeling that I had watching the games on Sunday, I'm starting to doubt myself a bit because of what I felt this morning. It's starting to get really deep, but I think it's going to be 1-1. That's basically what I'm coming down to here.
All right.
It's going to be an interesting one to see. It probably is going to be a very close series, though. At least that's what we're hoping for. We are going to go into the draft, so it is time for game number 1 of Alliance versus Virtus.Pro Polar.